Hello everyone, my name is Szamer and this is Chris, the director of The Last Stand Aftermath.
Yep.
So I talked to the other guy before. This is a part of the Last Stand series.
Yeah, so it's the 5th game in the series. It's a long-running zombie series at this point.
It's nostalgia for me. So.
Yeah, right. So I made the first game in about 10 years ago on my own. I made those little Flash browser games that...
So you actually made it?
It was an exercise that I kind of wanted to get better at programming, so I started doing it in my spare time and then had no intention of putting them out anywhere or making it public. I just sort of started working on it. The guys at Armor Games got in touch with me and they said, hey, we can put this on our site, and so it sort of all started from that.
It's nostalgia for me. We love the first. I think I played the first 3. In high school, that was the thing that people played.
I've heard that a lot this weekend. It's been. I think it's been a part of a lot of people's either at work or at school, playing the kind of when they're not really meant to be playing games. They were secretly sneaking in and playing a little bit of my games. So and I started making games that it's to suit that, because I started hearing even back then it was quick little things that you can sort of play in a small frame time, the other frame.
I actually recently watched a YouTuber called Ross Game Dungeon. So he basically reviewed the first 3 games of it.
Oh wow, really?
And he loved them. So,
I know. So I know Markiplier is a big fan as well. But he actually did a series
of
it.
Is that Jacksepticeye guy?
No, that's actually come up a couple of times. It's actually the artist who did the background.
He actually
Jacksepticeye? He painted himself in though. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that. But it kind of does look like him. So if word gets back to Jack, it's okay if you can check the game out. It'll be fine.
Ross Game Dungeon. Watched it the other day. I think it's 40 minutes. Goes through the first 3 games. He loves
That's awesome. I really enjoy watching that stuff, because it watching other people play your games is one of the best things ever. It's amazing.
There is one thing that I have to ask you.
Yeah.
With the first one, we actually found this thing. It's technically, if you scroll down or something of the game, you could see the weapon selection.
Oh right, yes. So that was a debug that I built in for myself. So when you're developing in Flash, the actual player itself, you can extend the bottom of it by just dragging it out. So I could see when I was making it. So I had it all. So that was just my quick weapon switch. So I needed to test.
So you can test all the weapons. That makes sense.
So there were weapons in there, I think, on that list as well that didn't end up in the final game. There was a flamethrower that I was testing, and another weapon. But I had them in there, and I think you weren't the only ones that found that. There were other people that were like, oh hey.
I had to ask that, because in that video, he didn't mention it. So the whole time he was talking about the first game, I was just why didn't he mention that part? Did he not find it? That was so cool. The first time we saw it, we just we open it up, and then there's this line of guns, and we're just that wasn't there before.
That was just a little hidden developer secret.
That was one of our favorite parts.
That's great.
Just once you play the game tons of times, you just you grab that and you just just grab that sniper rifle that kills all the zombies.
You've been through it enough. You know, you've been through the process of finding them all eventually. You just run through it.
Well, they're great games.
Thank you.
So I've been talking so much, I can't remember, to tell us about the game, just in case I haven't asked you about that
Aftermath is the 5th of the series. It's set 15 years after the events of the last game, which, in the timeline, we're continuing it from Union City, which was the last sort of RPG-style game that we did there. So, at this point, 15 years later, most of the world's been wiped out in terms of population. There's not many people left. So there's a compound called The End that is sort of like a last bastion within the city. And the characters that you play are actually infected with the virus that has killed the rest of the world. So they've either been bitten or they've had some exposure. And they're being exiled. So they're being sent out of the compound. Part of the agreement of the community is that if you get sick, then you have to leave.
Yeah.
So the characters are sort of making their last stand out in the world to try and make things better for the people that they're leaving behind. And every character that you play will eventually die out in the wilderness, either to the infection or to the infected.
Oh, that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
So you said 5th. I'm not quite sure what's the 4th game
Yeah,
about?
so the 4th game was a browser-based MMO. There was a kind of more about, it was set after Union City, and it was about the survivors left in the city kind of infighting, so there was a lot of like PvP stuff.
Yeah.
And it was more about base building and kind of resource management, and like this like sort of like RTS elements where you run out on missions and that sort of thing to gather weapons and supplies. So
cool.
yeah.
So I assume this is going to be on PC.
Yeah,
is it going to be on anything else?
Yeah, we're starting with PC, and we've developed it with consoles in mind, so we're looking at everything. We're looking for everything from Xbox to PS4 to even Switch potentially as well. So, but yeah, we started. We're so dedicated to that. We don't even have mouse and keyboard controls at the moment, like yet.
Okay.
We want to get the controls right on a controller so that eventually it'll work on consoles.
When do you have like a due date that you're like hoping for?
We're sort of looking at about mid next year for an early access period, and then hopefully to do a full release later in that year, so end of 2019 really.
Okay, cool.
So, but we'll be back here next year and showing it again and more selling it at that point.
Awesome. What's your job when it comes to the game?
So I do everything but the programming.
Okay.
So the design, direction, 3D art, 2D art, UI, sound. I'm a kind of, because I built all those old games myself, I did everything. I did all the animation, I did all that stuff. So over the years I've learned a lot of like skills in all different areas. So now I get to make everything but the programming side of things. So everything you see on screen I put together and then all the inner workings of it. Steve, my associate, he works on the other side. So what's your favorite part and your least favorite part of the development process so far? Of this game?
Yeah, of the development process.
The development process. I think for this one, my favorite part has been really getting to grips with the way that the procedural generation stuff works.
Yeah.
It's the first time really working with like a really heavily randomly built game, so all the environments are all put together in sort of sets of tiles, and it's exciting because normally as a developer you build something and then you play through it and it doesn't change the next time you play. So least favorite part is nearly always the amount of work it takes to do anything. There's a lot. There's a lot of audio is probably my worst thing. I don't really like doing audio very much. But it's mostly because I can't listen to music or a podcast or whatever while I'm working. I have to sit and focus on scrolling through different sound effects for a menu item or something. It's like it's pretty painful.
It sounds it.
And video is not very much fun to edit either. So
I go to uni at Swinburne, so
cool.
I'm doing the games course.
Awesome.
So I've made
games. That existed. I went through Swinburne as well. But I'm talking 20 years ago, and there was no courses back then, so I had to do. I actually ended up in it was like a systems engineering course there. I just wanted to get into Swinburne because it was a good tech university. So
it definitely is. For me, the games have just been like. There's so much trial and error.
Absolutely. It's a lot of. You have to really love problem solving. I think is the biggest thing about being a game developer. Like you have to crave the finding answers to things. Like, it's all about. It's not so much about finding problems. It's like figuring out how to make it work when you find them eventually.
Well, the game looks really cool.
Thank you. We're getting there. We've still got a long way to go, but we're getting there. So
I really do like the grass and the nature looks really nice.
Yeah, we kind of it's one of the themes really we want to look at the idea that this place isn't for humans anymore. That nature's kind of like slowly taking back the world, and as you get further out, it'll become more wild and more feral. Like as humans have been completely removed, the world, like nature will eventually sort of overwhelm. Like a lot of influence from the documentary series like Life After Humans and that sort of thing, and movies like I Am Legend, where it's sort of like that really like, oh, humans are all gone. It's like animals and zombies now like own this world. So,
with the question about the zombies, so obviously we're watching it now. Is that like like all of their speed, or is it like some like rage type?
No, we're doing the modes we're going to get at the moment are like the pretty basic versions. We had plans for ones that are slightly more feral, like the infection has mutated them, and because they've had so long, like they've taken on more animalistic style traits, so they'll have the ability to leap larger distances and sort of run and charge through. But yeah, for the demo, we're sort of like, we have only had prototypes of those at the moment, but the ones we've got in there are sort of like your basic shambling and a little bit of running zombies as well. So
cool. Well, I'll definitely play it tomorrow when I come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
I need to tell my friend about this. He's the friend that I love playing these games with.
Right.
So, definitely bring him in.
Awesome.
Thanks for the interview.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, really hope it goes well.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, all the links for the game will be in the description below. Do you guys have Twitter?
Yeah, it's just Con Artist Games on Twitter and Facebook. Will find us there. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, all those links will be in the description below. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you like the game, obviously go and check it out. And if you don't know The Last Stand, look it up because great games. Well, at least the first three. I don't know about the fourth one. But
yeah, you might not like it. It's a Facebook game kind of thing. So yeah.
Alright. Yeah. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Thanks.